Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sohum Reactions. Today's request comes from Dragonfly, who suggests that we check out the entirety of Zutomayo's OMOTE EXPO concert back in 2025. From start to finish, we're going to hear every single song back to back to back. We've done this once before with Zutomayo, and it was such an insane experience because they throw so much at the musical wall within any given 10 seconds of a song of theirs and across an hour and a half of musical performance. I can assure you that I will get overwhelmed at times during this, but I also can assure you that I'm going to love the hell out of it because Zutomayo, they challenge my brain to pick up on all that's happening from a technical standpoint, and they also have the added benefit of drawing you into your emotions routinely as well. So I feel like I get the perfect blend of a bit of an intellectual challenge coupled with a bit of an emotional experience. Either way we slice it, it's going to be a good time. So thank you very much, Dragonfly, for the reaction request today. But now, my friends, without further ado, let's jump into it. Oh, let me fix this real quick. There we go.
Konbanwa, 永遠深夜万博ナビゲーターの石坂浩二です。時は1970年。
Only Japanese subtitles here, unfortunately.
日進月歩、非効率を排斥し、まだ見ぬ空想の実現を疑わない太陽の表。相対する裏では、一見無駄な非効率にこだわり、
I'm looking for
心にあ
Akane.
る些細な疑問を問い、今を純粋に抗う愚か者たちがいた。来ない夜明けを肯定し、誰しもが孤独であることを。
So quick pause. My assumption is going to be this is going to be some kind of conceptual show, given that we've got the narration. So I'm going to try to pull up on the side that information. So let's keep going, and I'll see if I can find that.
小さく頑張る博覧会、永遠深夜万博が日本全国で開催されました。そして時は銀河を渡り、2025年太陽の表。こんにちは、こんにちは、夜の国から。こんにちは、こんにちは、日本の国で。こんにちは、こんにちは、握手をしよう。
Such an interesting set of sounds.
廃棄する思いをエネルギーに変換し、背中に触れたとき、いざ酔う誰かの追い風となれたのか。これは諦めない愚か者たちが
It's like a mix between alien and
非効
underwater.
率極まる実験の博覧会である。
Sounds like a Tesla coil. It always quickly takes me by surprise when I see them playing on the television. But then I get right back into the immersion. The TVs are a fun instrument there because it's like a mix of percussion and pitch, which the drum kit does that too, but I feel like people think about the kit as less melodic, even though you can tune the pieces to different notes.
1970年に描いた未来、輝かしい未来。今がそうだと言えるかもしれないし、言えないかもしれない。私は実験したい。少なくとも来てくれた人の背中に触れていることを願いたい。そして今日、2025年9月2日、その刹那、未来に楽しかったと誇りたいんだ。そう胸を張って言えたなら、大変喜びに耐えません。
So what I found on the side here from Billboard.com, that said, what this seemingly outlandish tour expressed was a message about the inefficient yet deeply endearing creations and art that are born when people try to make things through trial and error, or struggle to accomplish something, and ultimately about how people live. And to me, that pretty much encapsulates all of what evolution seems to be, a series of trial and errors. And the thing is, whether those trials are obvious to us or not, things are happening, things are being tested, and if we're able to survive those tests is the indication of whether or not we will, let's say, continue as a species. But as it relates to like creative ideas, you keep throwing things at the wall because there's no alternative when it comes to expression. You want to dig through all of the mud and figure out exactly where you are. And even if you find exactly the emotion that you're looking for, there's no guarantee that the external world is going to receive your finding with open arms. How many stories can you recount in the history books that show just exactly that, where a great mind, a creative thinker, they put their ideas out there in the world and they are not at that time accepted, and then they're written about hundreds of years later, and they were the visionaries, but at the time they were viewed simply as crazy people with a crazy idea that most won't understand or think is impossible. So I feel like an important thing to realize with the arts especially, trial and error is the name of the game, and as an individual artist, if you can accept that failure is an outcome because it's possible, you don't achieve the material success that you want maybe, but that has nothing to do with the art, period. There's no failing in art. There's just creating what feels right and whether or not you feel like your vision was met in the art you created. So if everything is in service to that art, then accomplishments, they don't actually exist. That's kind of my thoughts, at least at the outset, but we'll see as I read through this article and as we go through the show. This is Mabusi DNA Dake. I'm really liking the placement of the piano in this. Beautiful. That little breath. I love her outfit. Oh, it's already such a comprehensive sound experience. Oh my god, she's belting. that drop out back into the punch. Exclamation point is the electric guitar. Oh boy. She came to sing, dude, with that belt. Like, she is so capable of launching her voice that high, and it pierces everything in the mix. That just hooked me into it. This is Yo Shinwo Kamu. Melody. I love how place the bass is sitting in this song. Right in front of you, but not too overbearing. I remember this melody as soon as she did the chromatic part in her vocals. This song is so melodically rich. The groove and the bass is awesome. Super dynamic. God. The tone on that guitar is everything. Now, this may be a weird comment to say about the electric guitar, but I feel the need to bring it up now. If it comes up again later, hopefully we'll have accounted for it right here. But the electric guitar is very prominent, but it doesn't pierce through the mix like the vocals do. It's different. I don't have a better explanation than me just observing that it feels like it's right below the surface. Even though it's really loud there, it's still not broken through. It doesn't feel like it's placed at the very top of this mix. If you were to like imagine someone were to construct a instrumental sandwich with all of the layers in that moment in the song, the voice would sit at the very top of that sandwich, and then right below, maybe one rung even below the second, so in third place, maybe guitar. And that can be a very unusual feeling for a lot of like your average like rock and metal listeners, where sometimes the vocals can be not more of an afterthought, but they can play second fiddle to the guitars, who are just huge. But that's why I say it's still a big guitar sound. It's just not right at the top, and I feel like I can notice that. I love their attention to detail with their costumes, all of the setup. The riff is getting more whimsical.
分歌えるこのまま足りないなこのまま
Wow.
変な声で
I love that. Oh, I love
足り
this.
ないなもっとわんぱくな声でこのまま
The audience engagement here, it just shows you they already have their energy.
このまま
The audience came to play.
最後一緒にやって
Zutomayo came to play. They're gonna feed off one another. It's like her voice boils over. Yeah, man. That's a statement song right there. The crowd engagement piece is so awesome to me. Whoa. Okay, fella. Drum beat. Whoa, this is amazing. Whoa, this is such a cool vibe. I don't even know how to describe this. Bass and ominous synth with super crazy drumming. Somehow groovy and very prog.
Yeah.
What? Dude. Give this bass player a raise right now. That was a bit of an unusual transition to me because the bass was so prominent for so long, and the moment the chorus kicks in, which I think this is the chorus here, things in the bass feel quieter. So it's like the floor was there before with us. We felt very grounded in that groove, and then the chorus hits, the bottom kind of washes out, and it feels like we're that house and up being taken higher into the relative space of this mix. So, that floor here. Bottom drops out. Okay, I had to re-enter here. This melody here too. The keys gorgeous. That's awesome. Oh my god. Dude, once the song has got hold of you, they simply do not let go. Even through all of the twists and turns and whichever instrument is taking the spotlight, I'm just fully engrossed. Crazy. How many different styles was that in like 30 seconds? They get to such a cinematic place by the end. It just feels like every song is the outro, is their final like send off. I like this. Heard that before. Love the scratchiness in the electric. All more chorus. rising, falling, but we keep transitioning. There's a constant flow of energy. I think the overwhelm has started to set in. I gotta pull that like back 25. We have trumpets, alien noises, blast and trumpet. Never in a million years am I expecting that. What a movement. We're just in a new song now? I don't know. I think we are. Mirror tunes. I remember this one too. I like the rhythm in her vocals there. Da, 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 da. Look at the spectacle, dude. Oh, fuel change. This song still kicks my ass. So creative in these little moments. Sort of all that's happening in the rhythm there's so many spaces you wouldn't expect to exist there, and the entire band is attuned to those spaces and punching in at these like odd intervals. That's why, like, with the Zutomayo performance, like the spectacle of it all, like at a high level, it is so impressive, but it always comes down to each of these details being so carefully poured over. Like, that's what I said at the very beginning. Every 10-second clip of a Zutomayo song is its own, like, case study for what you can do with the simple musical tools that we have. Like, think about it as, like each note in an instrument being, like, the fundamental building block. And then there's other, types of Legos that exist out there as well that add to the potential complexity that an artist would want to pay that level of attention and detail to within their songs. And if you've ever seen those like crazy Lego environments that people create, it's not just your block pieces anymore. Then they add like the nets, and then they can add even like electrical wiring, and the Lego world is getting crazy. And Zutomayo, they've been doing it since day one, so have to like zoom in on these small things to figure out what are these little Lego blocks that are being put together. And even then, I feel like I will never be able to fully grasp all of it, but I just enjoy all the same. They're so fun. Just a bunch of really fun, creative people on stage together. It's very different than your cubicle, your corporate office setting, playing the band and whatnot. I'm starting to look at like other household objects around me, trying to determine like what else could possibly be converted into a modern day stomp kind of an instrument. I don't know, maybe like I have these like painted wooden bunnies in the corner of my room. Maybe they're capable of creating crazy sound if we like were to electrically stimulate them. I don't know. The world is getting crazier and crazier. Like, I bet you in 10, 15 years, there's going to be instruments that, like, we couldn't even conceive of existing, and now they're there doing the thing. Up here. Oh, pushing it higher. Oh, wow. The highs are so high. Basic point. So I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but her microphone, or at least the props that she's been using, have been converting in terms of weaponry. She went from like a katana earlier to then a simple pistol. I think a ray gun found its way, and now we have this massive, like, I don't know, what is that, MP4 or something? I don't know my weapons. God, those saxophones are sizzling. That looks like an upgraded Pack-a-Punch gun. to be dressed up as like mad scientists or something, because they have the hair of those like troll dolls. But I don't think that's the direction they're taking that. But it's a vibe. It is a vibe. Very different than Tyga and Iggy Azalea's Cream. It's called the Decay. I like the artwork in the back. Melodies in this I feel like I've heard before. She's so impressive. I feel like I can safely categorize this as funk pop with all of the electric spins you'd want, but it's very funky, it's very poppy, perfect blend of both in my opinion. It's like kind of like ska style here. The delayed hit, awesome. Wow, I really like that song. I feel like that probably has the most appeal to the mainstream in the US if you were to like give your average listener a Zutomayo song. Definitely because of the lyrics too. I feel like the hook is very obvious for listeners to kind of grab onto. What a crazy concert so far.
カラーテレビの普及率が 50% を超えました。ですが、我々は当時から未来を見据えていました。 テレビなんて見るのはもう時代遅れ。2025年ではブラウン管の静電気を音に変換し、テレビは見事楽器に進化しました。
I appreciate the voice acting in this.
そしてこれはまだ検証段階にとどま
How
る。
many genres have we already experienced? What is it, like ska, funk, pop, jazz, alt, indie, electronic? Like, so much is going on.
電磁療法によって
That's why we need these
熱中
moments.
症対策になりそうな気がする。それではお待たせしました。ミスター・ブラウン博士の演奏から次曲の始まりです。
Wow. Meet my friends. So he basically has access to 5 notes with the ability to like swell and deswell these TVs. Wow. Wow, cool. I thought it was going to stay in that brighter, more chimey place, but it got a little bit more grounded here, which I actually really love. 'Dude, I feel like this tempo might be their bag. Like, I really like the faster paced stuff as well, but there's something to be said about the cognitive overload that we face, at least as a first time listener, when trying to tackle some of these Zutomayo tracks. And a song like this that slows everything down, especially after having come off of that place of everything being thrown at us, like 5 seconds this, 5 seconds that, it can be a lot. And the thing is, it's not all sequential. A lot of it's happening in layers where one instrument may populate the first 5 seconds, and then the second instrument will populate 2.5 to 7.5, and then another instrument, you can see how it kind of incrementally stacks without ever giving you any, let's say, space to kind of recharge. And a song like this, I think holistically for the concert, has that purpose, kind of slowing the vibe down and then giving people a chance to kind of renew their energy and bite into something that tastes just as good. And you can really focus on the melody here, and it is nice. Nice. The brass over the top is nice. Nice. Now, one thing I'm noticing too, especially relative to some of the other Zutomayo performances I've reacted to, I feel like besides like the big jumbotrons, there's really not as much happening on the stage. Like if you looked at the set design for some of the other shows that I've watched with y'all on the channel, it's kind of night and day. There would be like massive buildings and people positioned all over the place, and that's happening here, but I feel like on a bit of a smaller scale. So I don't know if there's a reason for that. Maybe it has to do with this particular venue, and setting things up and going crazy doesn't have to happen all of the time because the music is what we're here for. But just a little observation there. That first chord, the specific way she didn't play all the notes at once, she let each of the notes find its footing there. Oh. It's one of my favorite things about playing piano, I'm learning, is to do the chord, but one at a time. Notice how the lights are all like facing that little thing up there on this chair. Prism. This is a very heartfelt performance from Makane. Again with the piano chords. Ooh. Why does this feel nostalgic? This is so modern. God, what a perfect melody.
お皿を舐めるだけしやりたいことできなくて世界じゃ言いたいこと言えなくて世界じゃアドバイスよの人類の差がすり減らない
I get chills from this. It's like every instrument adds another level of beauty to the song. They arrive cyclically. Melody's doing stuff to me. This song might be one of my favorites already. This one, Cream as well. Wow, I love this. Dude, shout out Akane, man. Her vocals are phenomenal. So beautiful when she's in that quieter place. So breathy when she's doing the whispering thing. It feels like she's a puff of air. Not only that, but like she has the power. Like whenever she belts, it pierces the sky. Like her voice is like the main focus of Zutomayo, in my opinion. But she deserves it. What? It's just a what is going on kind of a situation. Oh, we have like a... Where are we gonna go from here? This is a crazy rhythm. Almost like an EDM style song. Whoa, something about this guitar melody and the interplay with the bass is not obvious to me. Wow. I'm like reminded of Rob Zombie. I'm reminded of Rob Zombie, Melanie Martinez, and Vanna, all in one. Who else am I reminded of? I don't know. If the name comes up, I'll raise it. But this is wild. This is probably the most unique song so far in the set list. K-pop. This is wild. I really like this. Hard to explain why though. It's just very different. Weirdly enough, I'm envisioning like a faster paced Pink Panther marathon. Or not marathon, but more like montage. Like in those kind of mystery thriller kind of movies. Well, less thrillery, more mystery, just like the Pink Panther. Okay, the detective kind of stuff. In those sequences where like the good guy is like trying to chase down the bad guy, or the bad guy trying to chase down the good guy. This is the kind of song I could imagine being played to support such a scene. Feels like a cleansing now. What is going on, dude? So good at that like setup and then punchline. What is that? Are those bat bombs? Or Pokeballs or something? Oh my god. A t-shirt cannon. That's awesome. Dude, I would love to shoot one of those. And like I said, she's had all kinds of weaponry so far during this concert. Maybe the metaphor of like words are weapons, that kind of thing. I feel like there's been like at this moment, I feel like there's a shift in the feeling of the concert. Now things are going more upbeat.
知らないで笑顔も叱らないで私のこと知らないで笑顔も叱らないで私のこと知らないで笑顔も叱らないで私のこと嫌わないでもっと仕草に揺れて抑えきれないほどにリズムがなきゃ話まじけないみんな僕を曲がって後に間違えたらまだ恥ずかしく踊れるかなずっと浅はかに帰りたくないけれど言わないでも体になれないただって言うから私だったら見届けてしがみでも
Wow. I love the carry through and the energy. Perfect handoffs all the time. Perfect handoffs, I'm telling you. And that's what I mean with the layering thing too. It doesn't have to be perfectly sequential, it can be staggered like that.
まっと仕草に揺れて抑えきれないほどにリズムがなきゃ話まじけないみんな僕を曲がって後に間違えたらまだ恥ずかしく踊れるかなずっと浅はかに帰りたくないけれど言わないでも体になれないただって言うから私だったら見届けてほしがりでも
Wow, dude. Whoever expects the electric fan piano duo. I don't think I'll ever get over how insane that is. This song is awesome. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I just gotta say, with Zutomayo, the highs are normally extremely high. That was the highest high so far. Let's go back to the insanity of what's happening in the drums here. Holy moly. Oh, you hear the lurching of the earth in the bass? God, what an insane set of grace notes to lead us into the next track. This is shade. Simpler of a song. I can easily wrap my mind around it. piano is exploding. Oh, it's the lighting. It's so dynamic. Her vocal fry leaning into the feedback into the display TVs there, display drums. You know, I am not convinced that Zutomayo need song structure at all. To be honest, I I feel like even the way that all these songs kind of fit together in my mind, it almost feels like one continuous stream, despite there being like structure embedded within certain songs and repetition of not only lyrics but melodic motifs. I feel like because their set of sound is so unique that separating each track from one another almost made defy the purpose of their music. Now, of course, they in their own right, they compose their stuff and craft song after song, so they intend to separate things, but in the form of a concert, I almost feel like Zutomayo is an entirely different beast. Like anytime Zutomayo show up in my playlist on Spotify and it's a single song, like 4 or 5 minutes long, and then the experience ends. Now that I've experienced these Zutomayo shows and will, finished out the entirety of Expo here, it is not the same. Even though it's like the same music and maybe performed the same live versus in the studio, I feel like the better way to experience Zutomayo is just in a continuous stream. I wouldn't want to listen to just one odd song. I would rather hear it all from start to finish. But maybe that's just me and you guys are more accustomed to listening to like individual Zutomayo songs on your playlists. But because it's so its own thing, I feel like I want to hear it in its own context rather than like I shuffle into it from like a random rock or prog song. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that. But we've been here for an hour and some change, so, drop a like on the video, please and thank you. Oh, wow. Bro may be playing the electric moped now. Or in some countries, just the moped. Those trumpets sound like the mine seagulls from Finding Nemo. But it's an exotic melody they're playing. Oh yeah, she's hyping it. Oh yeah. That melody once again. He's like, come here with me, man. I'm gonna take you somewhere. Sure, I've heard this song. That sounds so familiar. justified, even if it feels separate from what we heard before. Just immaculate transitions. That is so fun. Dude, that's that trust. Yes. I needed this key solo. Oh, yeah. Lord have mercy. My brain. Oh god, they are unrelenting with the energy, with all of the skill and virtuosity. Unending energy. I don't even know what that is, like a Roomba.
れた不安定とそのエンドレスな前にもとすやつがあってうとうとなっても距離学年もたまには大事だと思う自分を守る面にばかり強くなるけど自分らしい自由自在の世界を追い込む素振りで味がしない幸せよ時が加速する終わりを告げるものでしょう全身演じきてよ全開に沿っての不器用に優しいだけでは恋はないです見えを目の前ちゃんと say what you think 感じさも君と出てきたんだよ解き明かせないもの恐れないでいて読み取れますかね見つけて無駄はなく近づく方が敵であるすれ違っても通言われるさうまいことにもできるかした終わりでないのが一番強いやそうですね感じたい大丈夫人間でも暇だし戦
My brain cannot handle all this.
全身演じきてよ全開に沿っての不器用に優しいだけで
My brain is breaking. It's happening. I need to mentally reset here, dude. Like at the 20-minute mark in this video, I was like, I'm getting overwhelmed. I am further past that point, but it like happened gradually and then all at once. Holy crap. This is such an overwhelming experience. Like, those of you who've attended Zutomayo shows in person, because you can't stop with the action, it's just happening at you. How are you feeling at the time? Are you completely like out of body? What part of your like logical brain stays on? Because I feel the need to like let go of every single thought that I have in order to just not be overwhelmed by all of the complexity. And because it's so emotionally charged and she even has all of that audience engagement, I feel like you're just so in lockstep with Zutomayo. Like when you're in that stream, like if you've seen, just to re-reference Finding Nemo, the scene where they're entering that like underwater bubble system with all of the tortoises, and they're like able to travel like twice as fast. It takes a while to like build up the courage and strength to enter the stream initially, and you also have to exit it, and both feel like more difficult, but once you're in it, you are in it. So I feel like with Zutomayo in mind, it may be a little bit hard to be able to like fully get into it or fully get out of it. But once you're there, oh boy, are you there. So much sound. It's just an onslaught. Zutomayo are an onslaught of sound, man. Wow, shout out this keys player. She is so good. Wow, do you hear the built-in delay to what she's playing? Oh. That is dark. trust me, I really like these lower frequencies here. A very classical feel. There's a darkness. Yeah. Major.
触れたくて震えてく声が勘違いしてワジブになってく
Wow.
なりたくて鳴らせないが生きたいでも
Darken. Oh, I think this is the first Zutomayo song I ever heard. God, that feels like a lifetime ago. Jesus.
冷え切った視界で今日は燃やしてく
Oh.
未読にした美学でよかった
I love this.
大丈夫ないって言えたほど些細な痛み割り切ったけど君に出会って許されてく全然取れやしないやつが暗く黒く塗りつぶしたとしても決して奪われないインスタントな存在でも触れなくてもここにある守ってたいなって一切関西時間の本能で光になって心をポイ捨てしてもきっと違うけど学んでしまった気づいてしまったそれられたこの苦行こんなに尊いならば疑う必要はない信じてる必要もない連載を続け
Yep. It's so groovy. It's so fresh.
絶対な儀式も上手に接され何をどうか読み取られようがにしたってもどこにいても場所を疑うけど見たられた最後を許してよこの人生やること許してよ今まで見てきたもの全部背負って生きてく気がさしてクロクロ守ってたいなんて一切が政治家の本能で光になって心をポイ捨てしても
The way the keys populated that section.
気づいてしまった責められたこの苦行こんなに尊いならば疑う必要はない信じてる必要もない連載を続け
Oh, the sax. This is confirmation that my mind will never not be blown. I am getting I'm getting goosebumps all over. Um there's like there's no possible way to like fully wrap your head all around Zutomayo. I feel like I get close, and the closer I get, the more I have to try, the more I have to try, the more it destroys me, the less I try, the more it destroys me. Like they have so much energy. They're doing so many things. It is such an onslaught. Like truly, I don't really describe music in those terms as much as as much, but definitely Zutomayo is an onslaught. And I feel like the chief complaint that others I've seen have about Zutomayo and maybe just like music of this kind is that it can feel a little bit too busy for people. And I can totally understand that because it depends on the certain time of day for me. But like, well, let me word it like this. For the most part, for me, I am always capable of listening to any song at any point in the day. My go-to example is I listen to heavy metal at 6 a.m. in the morning without breaking a sweat. People think I'm crazy and they may not be wrong, but that's besides the point. When it comes to like the level of complexity when listening to something, you do want to have more cognitive resources available to you when you're taking in something for the first time. So just to break the fourth wall a little bit, that's why I will film a lot of my reactions when I'm a bit, relatively speaking, higher energy, because I want to properly engage with the music in a way that is interesting to you guys, and I can provide as many unique insights as I can while still remaining authentic in my reaction. And Zutomayo, they just do something to my brain that completely scrambles me. And don't get me wrong, the thing is, I actually love that feeling of my brain getting scrambled, but that's precisely what you're watching, is like my mental breakdown happening in real time because of how much is going on. And eventually I can like bring myself back to baseline and figure out how things are kind of, what part everything is playing in the grander scheme of a song or general performance from Zutomayo, but it is not an easy feat to get there. Yeah, it's the challenge that I welcome every time. Appreciate you, Dragonfly.
人類の進歩と調和、これはかつての表の世界1970年に開催された万博のテーマです。科学技術の発展と人間社会の調和を両立させるというメッセージが込められ、人々が熱狂したその祭典にはまだ見ぬ未来への夢と想像が詰まっていました。一方、太陽の塔を生み出した偉人はこうも言っていました。孤独とは絶対に社会的だ。孤独者とは肉体的にも精神的にも他からの制約を誰よりも鋭く感じ、それに傷つきながらなお絶望的に挑む人間のことだと。ずっと真夜中でいいのにとは来ない夜明けも肯定すること。自分のエラーを世の中では廃墟しなきゃいけない疑問を考え挑戦していくこと。未来はほんの些細な連続であり、2025年に挑む愚か者たちは孤独である自分、未熟である自分に胸を張れ。誰しも未来の名工である。さて、そろそろお別れです。ナビゲーターは1970年当時の万博ナレーションも担当していた石坂浩二でした。それではこれにて閉会。最後の曲です。 これからもよろしく。
I'm not sure exactly what's being said there. I was trying to line up the narration with what I saw on that Billboard article, which unfortunately actually closed. I think what's being said there was something about, I read it about solitude. So I think it's this. In the closing ceremony segment, I don't know if this is the closing for real. Maybe. We'll just presume this is correct and we'll run with it. In the closing ceremony segment, the concert concluded with a quote from the late artist Taro Okamoto, who designed the Tower of the Sun at Expo in 1970, 55 years ago. Solitude is absolutely social. Addressing the crowd for the last time during the set, Zutomayo shared an anecdote about meeting Ishizaka before the event to ask him to narrate it. When asked what's different between 50 years ago and now, Ishizaka responded, "Compared to a simpler, more optimistic era, many things have become more complex today. Yet I feel the essence of humanity hasn't changed that much." After relaying these words, the band closed the set with a uniting performance of Seigi. Okay, so maybe I had the ordering wrong. I guess there's no explanation for what happens in the middle here in this third narration. Anyways, that's a beautiful set of thoughts. Humanity is it's so different in a lot of ways on the surface, but there's an undercurrent that will always persist. And even though we change, we have new generations of human that mutate, and what happens at the genome level, it also happens culturally, societally, but we still carry some of our, let's say, prior baggage, our experiences that remains in our DNA, that remains in the cultural stories that we share with one another. And I do really like that just one line quote there of solitude being absolutely social. People, I guess, and naturally have this sort of idea that if you're alone, you're not being social. But the thing is, humans naturally need to recharge and come back stronger into the next social situation. If I were to come into this reaction as lazy as I want it to be, that wouldn't register well, at least not in my opinion. I want people to put in effort, not overdo it. I want them to be themselves, but I feel like solitude is an act of almost bettering the social situation when it happens. And maybe this is just the introvert in me talking, but solitude being absolutely social. If you guys have any thoughts on what that means to you, please let me know in the comments, because that's not an idea that I've ever heard brought up anywhere else. So I'll try to figure out what I think about this as we continue here. Oh my god. Is this the what is this, the graduation song? Pomp and Circumstance or something like that? The cinema. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it is a closing ceremony. Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure. I was going to say the closing ceremony is converting into something. What is it becoming?
実は今日この万博でのライブは本当2ヶ月前くらいにこちらからアポ取りをし自主制作で実現しました。改めてこの場をお借りして万博協会や 関係者の方々、時間ない中対応していただき本当にありがとうございました。
I think this is the anecdote that the article is referring
そ
to.
して暑い中ここに来てくれた皆さん、来られなかった方もいるけど本当にありがとうございます。私は日頃より古い文化への憧れ、そしてその時代の作り物を見て、なんかかなわねえ、勝てないなってすごい絶望することもあって、でもその影響を受けて勝てないものとは違う別の今何ができるのかっていうことと向き合いたくて、1970年の大阪万博の裏の万博というテーマでその時代の作り物や思いと今の思いとを込めたツアーを春にやっていました。で、どうしても今こうして生活している非効率な思いが抗いがエネルギーになれるのか実験しているこの奇跡をちゃんと残しておきたかったんです。だから今です。私は大きな事務所とかにも所属しているわけでもないし、スポンサーもありません。
So maybe there's a difference in like the inflection that's used in Japanese as a language versus in English. So take this with a grain of salt, but it sounds like she is crying there, and as she's like kind of searching for breath. She's not fully crying. It's almost like she's about to break into that place. But maybe that's just how she speaks normally.
大赤字ですが、
It's kind of like an earnest feeling in her voice.
今ライブができていて大変喜びに耐えません。
Seems like that's like a thank you there.
ナレーションをしてくださった石坂浩二さんに録音の時にまたお会いできて、その時に1970年と今何が違うのかお聞きしたんです。石坂さんは当時は世の中が楽観的で宇宙開発や進歩にすごく満ち溢れていて、争いもなくなるんじゃないかとさえ思っていたと。で、今は複雑で地道だと。でもどんな時代でも人間の本質とか考えはあまり変わってないと感じるともおっしゃっていました。私もそうなんじゃないかと思っていたので、直接石坂さんに
She's had cool
お
outfits
話
throughout this.
を聞けて本当にどこか誇らしくすごく嬉しかったです。だからこそ今こうして孤独と向き合ってたり日々を抗っているこの思いもきっとさらに先の未来の誰かの背中に触れることができる気がする。孤独とは絶対に社会的である。孤独は社会とつながっているからこそ、向き合っているからこそ他者とぶつかったりうまく言葉で伝えられなかったりもする。でもそれは自然なことで、孤立しているのではなく寂しいものでもなく、むしろかっこいい堂々たる孤独です。それを大切にしたいです。じゃあ最後に、いつだって自分と他者との距離は近づいたり遠のいたり変わりゆくもの。それは決めつけられないからこそご縁があって出会える。だから 言い切った正義は嫌いです。それを問い続けたいし、考え続け
Someone let
て
me
いきたい
know
で
what
す。
she's
そんな曲
what she's getting at. What is going on here? It seems like a folk kind of a sound. Like what you may hear during some kind of ritual. Okay, well that wouldn't happen during a ritual. At least the this is that final song, Saigi for Justice. This guy, as I said, give him a raise. One of my favorite aspects of the whole concert is his bass playing. Trombones. Oh yeah, the sax player killed different throughout. Trumpets too piercing. And the handoffs between all these guys throughout the show. Just everything. Yes, sir. Oh my god. Oh, they're having a war. They're having a drum off. Oh, the electric guitar. I've loved the tone throughout. I wish there was just more electric guitar in each of the songs. He's got a lot of time to shine. I think the electric could have given a little bit more throughout the show, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah. Let's play the open reel, baby. Oh yeah. Open reel, the TV drums, yep. Electric fan is just like, it's just crazy. Like, what do you say? At some moments the electric fan was going harder than the electric guitar. Due to their arranging, but still. Beautiful bridge before it all comes crashing down. Moto? What does that mean? Oh my god, this is the build, this is it. That was crazy. That was insane. What an ending. Connie's voice, dude. I always loved the paddles. It's such a smart idea. Also, doubly gets people off their phones. At least in the US, that would be a solution. As you can see, like, their set is smaller compared to how it normally is. But I think they opted for the big screens, which a lot was being displayed there, so I definitely think they got their money's worth with these massive, massive jumbo screens. that's the show. Oh, it's a credit sequence here. Well, I don't want to skip this, but I do want to talk a little bit about... Let's see. What do you guys think of this show? I have a lot of things to say, so I'm gonna probably get that discussion started here, quieting this down. Man, like I said, this is such an onslaught of sound. They do not let up at any point. But the thing is, it's not just a lot of sound for a lot of sound's sake. There's a method to the madness. They're so creative, they are so in lockstep with one another, and they craft such a creative sound. It's like their talent oozes out of every single possible metric where we can analyze this band. They all fit together so well as individuals. They are virtuosic and so creative. You really can't go wrong with any single layer in the entirety of Zutomayo's performance and song. And that's all supported by amazing production, like literally pitch perfect production. The only negative thing you could say about production is like your own subjective preference as to like what element you would want as being louder or quieter. And, depending on who you are, for me, that may be the guitar. I wish the guitar was a little bit louder relative to some of the other elements that got more of the limelight, but there was no wrong decision. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of like balancing and how that kind of sits in your own brain. But so dynamic. They are dynamic as ever. It shows up within song. It shows up intra song. Like how many genres did I list? I probably wasn't even comprehensive. Like electric swing, the funk, the ska, the pop, the jazz, the electronic, the blues, the cinematic, the hip hop, the rap. I don't know how they have so much at their disposal, seemingly at the drop of a hat, because every 5 seconds you could be in a new world entirely, but they perfectly navigate it. They navigate it with so much confidence that it gives us as listeners the confidence in them to continue doing what they're doing, because like there is a very sacred relationship that exists between the crowd and the performers. The performers, they are taking your time and attention and money in an effort to give you a unique, a lovely experience. And, the crowd in turn, they are also giving their energy back to the players. And I feel like the Zutomayo performers, they give the audience so much trust and appreciation that they will understand and get the music and vibe along with it and sing along in moments and dance along throughout. That is an unbreakable trust that has you as a listener. You won't be able to forget performances like this, shows that you attend that are of this scale. So yeah, a lot of great things on that front. If we talk about some of the other like production details, like the layering, the careful layering, the arrangement of these songs and each of the elements that make them all pop, there's so much to that as well. And I didn't know, because I had my notes here on the side, if I wanted to go so far into the details of the different instruments. I may as well, because I have a lot of thoughts that I don't know if I've brought up before. But yeah, I just know that like energetically, this is the kind of show that is going to put you on your ass, lift you back up, throw you into the air, then have you fall down to your softer landing. And then after you leave, you're probably zapped and wired. It's a paradox. And that's what Zutomayo energetically kind of feels to me. Like they can make me tired and energized all at once, and it feels like no matter how much I listen to them, I am still in that newbie stage of comprehension. I will give myself a little bit more credit and say that I'm a bit past the newbie stage, but Zutomayo, there are so many standard deviations above where I'm currently at with my understanding. It's probably a lifelong journey to fully wrap your brain around them. Let's talk about the instruments, and sort of what I was sort of doing when I was thinking about these instruments is assessing which instruments were the most prominent throughout the performances. And, of course, each song has its different set of requirements, and the parts that are written may just be of different size. So accounting for all of that, I feel like some of the most pronounced elements, besides Akane's voice that always is your shining star, were the brass, like the saxophone, trumpet, trombone. Those instruments were doing so much at different moments, swelling, crescendoing, decrescendoing, creating these really piercing notes that weren't being created anywhere else. And especially if you, again, bring the discussion back to the electric guitar, that felt loud within its range, but it was a more truncated range. I loved the tone of that guitar, but I do wish it was a bit louder and maybe a bit more frequently used in some of these songs. I think there was more on the table there, but that's again more of my own subjective preference. I also had, up with the brass being as prominent as it was, the bass. Like, I'm actually really glad that they started that whole honoring of each of the instrumentalists section with the bassist, because in my opinion the bassist was the best aspect of this performance, up there with Akane's vocals and the electric fan and some of the other things that I'll be listing. Loved the bass. He exemplified so much skill, so many creative ideas, loved his melodies, loved his rhythmic patterns. Paired with the drums and percussion, they were a perfect and necessary floor to these songs, because if you really think about it, there are so many more brighter elements in a Zutomayo track, and the biggest one will be Akane's voice. She is so bright, and because that's just how she naturally sounds, you're not going to be hearing those lower bassier notes that you'll hear often from male vocalists or some of your other like jazz female vocalists who can like hit those lower notes. At the very least, it feels like Akane doesn't opt for that place and comfortably sits in that higher space. And when I wouldn't say, it's kind of just like a limitation. If you are only able to access those notes, or that's just kind of what you opt for, then the frequencies from the vocals are never going to be as low as they could be. And if I feel like if I had one minor grievance about this concert set, and maybe just Zutomayo's music in general, is that there is a bit of a lack of lower frequency vocals. But that's, again, nitpicking. I think the last thing I wanted to talk about was just how awesome the piano player was. The melodies there, just to die for. There was so much on the table in terms of the styles that keyboardist was frequenting too. We had like classical, neoclassical, then like ragtime for a bit, then jazz piano style. And when you're able to like be as flexible as a player between those genres, especially on an instrument like the keys, I feel like the entire musical world is at your disposal, and you have the ability to, within a song that's more jazzy, add something that's more from a rock opera, or if you're listening to something that's more electronic, adding something that may be more funky. Like, it's really cool to include these sort of like technical juxtapositions when the overhead is like the umbrella of the song, you may say, is more funk, and then underneath is something different. That's what kind of makes all of these instruments stand out. They can craft textures that don't feel like they necessarily belong to the original song, but they work all the same, thereby creating something completely fresh. And that's probably just the last thing I'll say about everything today, is Zutomayo, in their performance, in the music that they play, that they compose, it is all so fresh. No one does it like Zutomayo. Like, you can think of like the Vocaloid artists of the world, and they are like maybe a distant cousin of the things that Zutomayo does. But they're still worlds apart, despite there being like an overlap in terms of the overall dynamicism. The kind of things that Zutomayo are opting for, no one else has ever even seen before. TV drums, who's doing that? Open reel tape deck, no one's doing that. Like, the electric fan, just to name those obvious three. It is otherworldly. They are living in the future, and they're bringing us into that place. And when you, as an individual, if you were brought into the future, your mind would break. I saw this interview clip maybe 15 years ago of this woman who was born in the 1800s, and she's being asked all kinds of questions about what she views, what she thinks about all of these modern day technologies. It was a really fun interview, definitely worth checking out. And I guess the final reference I'm going to make is to an episode of Mad Men. Bit of a spoiler, Miss Blankenship, one of Dawn's secretaries, she's old, eventually she passes away. And I think Roger Sterling, he very astutely says, you know, she died where she worked, obviously, like, you know, that was a thing. But she was an astronaut because she literally lived her life in farms and then died on a 50-story building in the middle of Manhattan. And the fact that we've made that much progress shows you that there's so much more progress that can be made. If we're able to make that level of progress in that short of a time span, think about what is possible with each generation. The kids get crazier, they get smarter, they get more specialized, they get more creative. They produce things like Zutomayo, and I will continue to listen to them. So if you are interested in my takes on their work, you can send a reaction request my way using the first link in the description box below. But thank you all for watching. Thank you, Dragonfly, for this request. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.